Before I get into today's announcement, I'd like to give a quick update on this weekend's storms and the generational flooding that has impacted nearly every corner of Arkansas. Just a few minutes ago, I was in Hardy, Arkansas, one of the hardest hit communities in the state. I had the opportunity to meet with local and state officials and survey the extensive damage. We're thankful that President Trump approved Arkansas's emergency request over the weekend, which has freed up an enormous amount of federal resources that will be focused on rescue and recovery efforts. We are very grateful to the President for his quick action to help our state. It's going to take a long time to recover and rebuild from the damage that has occurred over the course of the last several weeks. But we are strong, and I am confident, and I know, especially after hearing some of the heroic stories that took place in Hardy, that Arkansas will come back and be even stronger and better than even before. But not all of the news of today is negative. We have some very exciting things that are happening in our state at the same time. And this event is a perfect example of one of the great things happening in Arkansas. I want to give a huge thank you to Michael Tang, Taber's owner, who has done a tremendous job in helping bring this project and investment to the state. I also want to thank Chuck Stout, who we heard from earlier, who is Taber's president and who's doing a great job and has been leading this effort. And to all of the local leadership, Mayor Teague, Judge Cross, and Dr. Selman with the Russellville Chamber, thank you for your hard work to secure this investment and to make this event possible. I have to admit, the last time that Taber leadership and I were in the same room, to be honest, I wasn't exactly firing on all cylinders. I had just landed in London for the Farnborough Air Show after a red-eye flight, coming off of nearly a week at the Republican National Convention. If you've ever been to one of those or just watched it on TV, you might guess it's a lot of big speeches and late nights, so basically zero sleep. On top of that, this was happening in the midst of the CrowdStrike internet outages, so everyone's flights were messed up and delayed. We called the Atlanta airport home for the night before our flight, and half of our team never made it to the event because they didn't get out of Little Rock. But as much as we wanted to turn off the lights and head to sleep, we knew that we couldn't because we were announcing something really big for Arkansas at the air show. And not just for Taber, not just for Russellville, but something for all of Arkansas and all of America. And today we're here to break ground on a project that will bring 70 jobs and $60 million of investment to the River Valley and further secure Arkansas's place as an aerospace and defense powerhouse. That last part is especially important because America's industrial base needs our help. We have long been proud to call ourselves the arsenal of democracy, and for a long time, that was true. This is the country that churned out 300,000 planes and 86,000 tanks to defeat the Nazis and help win World War II. But in the years since, and especially in the past 4 years, we've let our defense industry stall. Defense employment has shrunk 2/3 since the 1980s, and in the past 5 years, more than 17,000 defense companies have gone out of business. At the same time, our adversaries have worked overtime to catch up. Communist China has more battleships than we do, and experts say that in a war with China, we would run out of ammo in 3 to 4 weeks. The good news is that our leaders in Washington are recognizing this crisis and stepping up to fix it. And the better news is that Arkansas and Taber's expanded facility here in Russellville will be a big part of it. Taber's products go into all sorts of items that are critical for our military, from ship hulls to aircraft hangars to firearms. It's no surprise that Taber counts the Department of Defense as its #1 customer. And this patriotic company is led with patriotic leadership, including Chuck Stout, who spent almost 10 years in the United States Navy. You all know better than anyone how important this investment is. It's so important, in fact, that they had an exhaustive search when deciding where to put it. And when they finally settled on Arkansas, they gave one reason of why they picked this location over every other one. And not to sound like a broken record, because I know it's been mentioned more than once, and we're going to keep mentioning it because it's the number one reason we continue to bring new jobs to our state. We have the best people that you will find anywhere in the country, and that is exactly what helped us win this project. We're patriots in the natural state, and we get that the only way that you have peace is through strength. Aerospace and defense is now our largest export industry, so there are plenty of workers who know their way around complicated military technology. But even bigger than that is the fact that Arkansas has made the necessary investments over the past few years to bring our education and our workforce into the 21st century economy. With LEARNS, we've raised teacher pay, expanded career training, and put our focus on the basics, literacy and mathematics, so every student graduates high school ready to enter and have a great career. And now, with the new law called Arkansas Access, we've put focus on higher education. Every Arkansan will be able to go to a great institution like Arkansas Tech or UA Morrilton, graduate with a real-world degree that they can actually use and come and start a career at a business just like Taber. Workforce and education are why Taber is investing so much in our state. And frankly, it's why our future is incredibly bright. Thank you again to the local leaders who did so much to help attract this new investment to Russellville. And thank you to Taber's leadership for their outstanding contributions to our state and to our country. And I want to thank Clint and our team at AEDC for their leadership and the amazing job that they're doing helping us continue to grow Arkansas's economy. For the second quarter in a row, Arkansas is the #1 state in the country for economic growth. And that's for great leadership and great people like we are celebrating here today in Russellville. So thank you so much for all you're doing, and what a great day. Thank you again, Mr. Tang.